In time, Samson fell in love with a woman by the name of Delilah. When the Philistines heard about that, they sent their leaders to them who said, "Each of us will pay you 1,100 pieces of silver if you'll find out the secret of Samson's strength. Once we find that out, we will kill him." So she said to Samson, "How can you be tied up in a way that makes you powerless?" "Oh," he said, I'd be like anybody else if someone tied me up with 7 brand new bowstrings." So the Philistines gave her 7 fresh bowstrings and put some guards hidden in her room. She tied him up with the fresh bowstrings. Then she said, "Samson, the Philistines are here." He jumped up and broke them apart like they were yarn touched by fire. She said, "You lied to me. How can you make fun of me that way? Please, how can you be tied up?" He said, "The key is new ropes." Now these ropes must be new. They cannot have been used by anybody else for anything else. If I'm tied up with new ropes, I'm as powerless as any other man. Well, she got some new ropes, and while the guards were still hiding in her room, she tied him up with those ropes. Then she said, "Samson, the Philistines are here." He jumped up and broke the ropes apart like they were pieces of thread. She said, "I'm nothing but a joke to you. How can you keep lying to me? Now tell me, how can you be tied up?" He said, "It's my hair. If someone would weave my 7 braids into a web of a loom, then I would be like any other man." So while he was sleeping, she wove his 7 braids into the web of a loom. Then she cried, "Samson, the Philistines are coming." He jumped up and pulled the loom from his hair and looked around. She said, "How can you say that you love me if you don't trust me? 3 times you have laughed at me with a lie. Why can't you trust me with the secret of your strength?" She kept on like this day after day, begging and pleading and nagging, till finally it just wore him down. He said, "I am what our people call a Nazirite. I've been one since I was born. My hair has never been cut, and that's the source of my strength. If a person would shave my head, I would lose all my strength." Delilah knew that he had finally opened up and told her the truth. She sent a message to the Philistine leaders saying, "He has finally told me the truth. Now come and be sure that you bring my money." Well, they came. They brought her money. And that night, he fell asleep with his head in her lap. And she motioned for the guards to come, and they cut off his 7 braids. and his strength left him. She said, "Samson, the Philistines are here." He jumped up and said, "Don't worry. I'll get out of this mess like I've done before." But he didn't know that the Lord had left him. The guards came and they grabbed him, and he couldn't break loose. They held him to the ground and gouged out his eyes. Then they took him off to prison, where he pushed a grain millstone. As time went by, his hair started to grow. The Philistines, at one occasion, met in the temple of their god. They started bragging how their God had delivered Samson to them and given them victory over him. They ate and they drank until they got drunk. Someone yelled, "Someone go get Samson. That would be a good laugh." The place was crowded as a young boy brought him into the temple. Samson said to the boy, "Take me to the place where the two supporting pillars are." The boy took him there. He prayed to God, "Oh, Lord God, give me my strength back one more time so I can avenge the Philistines for gouging out my eyes." With that, he pushed on the pillars and they gave way. The whole temple came down on itself, killing the Philistines and Samson. More Philistines died in Samson's death than during his entire life. Samson judged Israel for 20 years.